So what does pressure canning actually do to bone broth? A lot of people know the amazingness of bone broth, especially when you get it to the point where it's almost like Jell-O, where it's nice and thick and it jiggles. It's not liquid. This means that there's lots of collagen and gelatin in there, and it's kind of like the holy grail of broth is when you have this. However, it only lasts so many days in the fridge, and for many of us, we want to have a good supply of at the hand, on ready for our broth. And so to create a shelf-stable broth is to pressure can it. But there's been lots of debate. Does pressure canning actually destroy all of the good properties in your bone broth? So we are putting it to the test today. These are 2 jars of pressure canned bone broth that I did yesterday. And this is one that just went straight into the fridge. So all of this was from the same exact batch. This is non-pressure canned. These are pressure canned. Now, there's still the argument that anything that you have home canned, ready to go on the shelf bone broth wise, is still going to be better than what you're buying at the store. It's made with quality ingredients, you know exactly what's in there and all of that. But does pressure canning actually destroy the gelatin and the collagen? So let's take a look. I have actually not opened this jar yet. There we go. So we're going to see the difference. Now we can tell color-wise, there is a difference in the color. This was brought back to a boil, which is what you need to do when you're canning it. And I've got a full step-by-step tutorial on how to actually safely and properly can your bone broth. But then I put it back into the fridge because broth, now look at that. It's gelled. This is not complete liquid. In fact, it's almost the exact same jiggle factor as the jar that was not pressure canned. I think where a lot of confusion or thoughts come in is once your broth is pressure canned, it's sitting at room temperature. And room temperature broth or hot broth, exactly when we heat this up, the broth turns back to liquid. And so I think a lot of people see their broth that's sitting on the shelf after they've pressure canned it because it is shelf stable. And when they look at it, it's liquidy. You don't see the jiggle in this. And then of course, when you're cooking with it, you're heating it up, so you're not going to see the gel on it at that point. But as you can see, this was pressure canned and there still is a lot of jiggle at it if you've put it back into the fridge. There's not very much difference. So could there be a slight breakdown of the gelatin and collagen at the pressure canner temperatures? Yes, but not enough to destroy all of the gelling factor. And that is how you know that it still has those properties in there, right? Is if it's gelled. So I am saying that no, pressure canning does not destroy all of the collagen and the gelatin, and you still have an excellent product for gut health and using, obviously in cooking, super flavorful, but also in some of your natural remedies. We love to do a nice hot cup of broth whenever you're starting to come down with a cold or a sore throat or anything like that. And it's one of the things that we use in our arsenal. And the great thing is you can have it be shelf stable with pressure canning. And then when you're not feeling well, all you have to do is crack that jar open and heat it up and you're good to go.